Okay, this is Cynthia, thread and lash instructor. It is December 19th, and we're doing part 2 of Mega Volume starting at 1 p.m. all the way through 5 p.m. So all 23 of my students are getting credit for it, and I will email the list after at the end of the lecture. Anyway, so the part 2 is I'm going over and we're going to recap, okay, ladies, what we learned this morning. And so there's the tweezers is key, okay? And can anyone tell me what a mega volume is? How many diameters does a mega volume is a mega volume? How many diameters? Does anybody know?
0.03, 0.05.
0.03 is the thickness. That is correct, but that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking how many individual hairs is how many diameters?
7 to 25.
7 to 25. So that is a mega a volume. All two things make a mega volume. 0.03. So whoever answered that had that part of the question right. The second part is how many individual hairs, and that those are considered diameters. Through 70, 8D, 9D, 10D, 11D, 12D, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. I have never placed on somebody that's longer than a point 18. And that is because 18D. And that's just simply because I'm that it's unhealthy. It just is. And that's just how I personally feel about it. But if you have someone that has really healthy eyelashes and you see that they can hold the weight, then knock yourself out. I'm here to teach you how to do all of that. Okay. So if that's something that you want to do, it is available. They do have trays. Oh, I don't know if y'all know this, but they have trays that start at 13. So instead of wasting your money on, because if someone, I'm not trying to be funny, but if somebody wants a mega volume and they come in and they know they're off the rip and they say, I want a mega volume, then they want glam, they want extra, they want what's the word? Help me out. They want dramatic. You know what I mean? They want they're ready. Okay, they're not here to play with you. they want all of that. So they already know they want length, they want glam, they want a certain kind of eye. They're looking for fullness. For them to just say off from the get-go that I need a mega volume, and they say that without even blinking. No pun. Get it? Blink. Then they're coming with they want everything you got to offer. So that means you got to really step up your game. If mega volume is not your thing, but you got somebody on the phone or sending you in your DMs, blowing you up saying, I want this, I want that, and they sending you these pictures, and you're thinking, oh my God, am I going to be able to do this? Mega is how that's available. Mega is how that's achievable. Now remember, under promise and over deliver. You're going to let them know, I need to look, because of the heaviness and the weight of the picture that you sent me it has so much volume. I really need to look at the health of your own natural lashes first before I can promise you that I'll be able to give you a mega volume. Never promise someone a mega volume unless you're able to look at it. Okay. Always, always, always do a consultation and tell them you have to have that appointment in person before you give them a mega volume lash and destroy their lashes. Okay. Make sure that they know that that's possible. Now, if they've been getting mega volumes before and the stylist before has just been putting them on them and their lashes are already tore up and broken off and all that kind of stuff, that may be the case, because you may have the lash, or obviously if they come through the gate already asking for it, obviously they're not a first-time lasher. Okay, they're not getting lashes for the very first time. They're just not. And so they may already have went to someone who was willing to put the heavier lashes on them, even though their lashes couldn't hold it. If that's the case, their lashes may already be damaged. So the minute that you look at their lashes, you may see broken lashes, short lashes, all these anagen lashes that are just now growing in. And remember, when I showed you guys the PowerPoint presentation this morning, you cannot put a mega fan on an anagen lash. You just cannot. That's a baby lash, aka baby lash. You cannot put a mega fan on an anagen lash, even if it's 0.03. You cannot. Even if it's 7D, you cannot. You can put a volume lash on it, but you cannot put a mega lash on an anagen lash. You cannot. Yeah, yeah. Oh, take pictures, take pictures. I'm so proud of you. My 3-week student just did a volume set, and so I'm excited for her. So anyway, let's make sure that we are not under promising and over deliver. Okay, so make sure that you let them know that you look at their lashes first. And remember, when you see their lashes, you want to make sure that they have no lashes on, so that you can kind of see. Now, if you decide that you want to do a feel for mega, then you want to look at how the fans are made that are already on there. Like, are they already too heavy? When you go to make your 0.03 and you decide to put a 18D on her, but you look on there and you see that they made a mega volume fan out of a 0.07, for example, right? And it's way too heavy. Then when you put your fans in there with it, it's just not gonna look right. It's gonna look crazy. It's gonna look so crazy. So that you may not even be able to lash her at all, simply because of what she's already got on there. You know what I mean? So you really, 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 really want to do a consultation. You really, really, really want to look and see what that looks like, what their lash line looks like before you even begin to do that. Okay. So something to consider. Okay. So the first method is to pull the lash off of the strip and shimmy it with your tweezer. The second one is to pull it and lift it halfway up off of the orange part of the strip and leave it attached to the black part of the strip and shimmy it from there. That's method. That's technique number 2. And then, oh, is that your client? Let me see her. Tell her to come here. I got to see. I'm sorry, ladies. I want to look at the lashes that you did.
It's her first time. Oh, look on you. Oh, you did not. Did you realize? Yeah, no, they look first time. And she did amazing. Yeah, no. Okay. I'm gonna need you to give her a number. No, you don't understand. That once she graduates, she's off. I'm she's a great student. So you need her number. All right.
You did good. Way to go, Kamari. Amazing. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to see the good work my student did. Okay, so another way you can do it that I forgot to mention is you can, remember I told you if you want to use a curved tweezer, you can. I have a girlfriend that lashes using a curved tweezer. A curved tweezer is going to look like, I got one here. Yeah, maybe like this. A curved tweezer is going to look like this. And I'll show you. I'm gonna put that on my board so I can show you. Okay. Anyway, another option is to pull it up and lift it up, and lift it up halfway and shimmy while your tweezers are around it, while it's still attached to the board. You want to shimmy it while it's still attached to the board, while your tweezers are around the lashes that you want. You can shimmy it that way as well. And then if you do that, then you lift it up, pinch it really tightly, and then lift it up off the board. Okay. And then the last way is to pull it off the board, put it back down on another, on an empty open strip, set it back down, and then shimmy it out. To me, that's a lot. Mine tend to fall apart when I do that. But for some people, they like the fact that it's off the strip. It's not in the row with the other lashes, and they're able to really see it and isolate it and kind of figure out what's what. So I'll show you all three ways, and then all those different ways, and that way you can decide for yourself if that's something that works for you. Okay. Does anybody have any questions or a recap of what we went over this morning?
No questions?
Okay, sorry about that. Okay. So, okay, so we're gonna watch a video really quickly. It is someone that a student told me about, so I haven't watched the video in its entirety, but she told me about it. So we're gonna watch a video of so you can get another insight about Mega Volume fans, and then after the video, then I'll come back to you. Let me see if I left it open. I might not have. No, I did not. Hang on. Let me go and find the video. Give me a minute while I pull this up. All right.
No money or plans or friends.
Hey YouTube, I'm back with another video. This is a mega volume tutorial. Right now I'm washing my clients' lashes. I wash, prime, and seal all my clients. I believe it helps with retention, especially washing your clients' lashes because, you just never know. So, and even if they did, on the way there, it's hot outside, they probably sweated or anything. And you don't want that to interfere with your retention or your lashes bonding to the natural lash. Wash off the soap and dry. Pats, don't rub your client's eye. Pat gently because you're dealing with the eye and the eye is very sensitive, and make sure you're drying their eyelashes really good after washing. Right here, I am priming my client's eyelashes. I wash, dry, prime, then dry again. We're using Lion Lash iPads today and a Nextcare sensitive tape. I'm using a micro pore tape to lift my client's eyelid up a little bit off the Nextcare sensitive tape so I don't get too many lashes sticking to the tape. You can use any tape to do this, it really doesn't matter. And we're going to use Soko tweezer for isolation, a straight tweezer, and Lip Bay's Magic Mike tweezer for volume. I'm doing 10 mm in the inner corners, increasing to
Girl, you
12
killed that.
mm, then 14
You killed
mm,
that.
then 16 mm,
So please tell me you did your
and for the rest
consultation
of it,
first.
17 mm. I'm using 0.4 cc curl. I forgot to tell you
The
that.
last day, and then I went through to see if she had anything overgrown, and I removed the overgrown ones.
Did you do your consultation sheet first?
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
It's okay if you
On these of my
get
checklist.
your, advanced
The second
tool
sheet.
tweezers. That's
Did you
just
fill
the
it?
way I
Did you
like
hit
to
the sign
go.
and fill that part?
Things are
Yes,
gonna
I
happen. Just make sure
talking
you,
about that.
you know,
My last shot to
stick
it.
it on there.
Put your
That's
Brush it
put your
out
napkin on there.
good. Make sure nothing is stuck. Check with your mirror. I advise if you don't have one, get one. It really helps to check that everything is even. There's no spaces, and to make sure both eyes are looking exactly the same. I'm not skipping around. I'm lashing every lash. This is a good way to make sure you get every lash. I don't have to tape back. I tried it. You'll see in the rest of the video. I tried to use the tape method, but it didn't really
Where's she
work for
getting them
me.
lashes from?
As long as I'm, not
I mean,
skipping
she
around, I can
just
get
popping up with the
everything. I
lashes.
can get
That may not
every
be
layer,
a client of mine
everything
told me about
exposed
her,
because the
but
rest of
she's
the
not
lashes
even
are
showing how did she
lashed
make
in the
her
front,
plans.
and all I have to work with is
To look for
the
another video
remaining
because
lashes.
this side
But for this method, you do.
Sorry guys, I need y'all to learn how to do the lashes, not
Or are they still on in class?
yeah. Yeah. Actually we got out of class and then got back in. Sorry for the interruption. I'm trying to a client, a student told me about that, but that's not obviously that's not a good one, right? Fanning out on the strip method. Mobile. Mega volume. So this one, let's see what this one's.
All of that fat pocket that was here, that huge pocket, is just gone.
With AirSculpt, there's no needle, no scalpel, no stitches, and a
Today we're going to do a really wispy textured strip lash look, but my client today, Antonia, she hasn't had her lashes done in about 9 or 10 weeks, like a really long time. So she's got some really grown out old lashes on. So we're just doing a quick removal before we get started. I'm going to help with retention later. So we want to make sure that we get all the remover off in order to get proper retention, because of course if we have remover left on the lash while you're cleansing. So I'll do that in a second as well. And then I'm going to be using our Lost Artistry Lash Bath for my cleanser. So I'm just going to go ahead and so Antonia has an almond-shaped eye, which is ideal, but she's also sensitive to light. So I'm only going to get her to open her eyes when it's necessary. Actually, while we're on the topic of sensitive to light, that's the really nice thing about having a light that is adjustable. So you can see here we have no light. Well, we have no other lights in the room, of course, but you can slowly dim them.
Well, I'm gonna make sure you get it.
Slowly lighten them, sorry.
I got
And when you do, then you can
Okay.
ease your client into the brightness of the lights, because some people are just sensitive to light. So they're gonna water a lot if you start with aggressive light right in the beginning. So you can start on level 1 and then move it your way up. So obviously we use our Lost Artistry Lash LED light, which is amazing, and that's just a really nice thing about it. For services and others will take a lot longer. So I'm up enough to actually give her the look that she's wanting, and she really likes dramatic lashes. So we're going to work with longer lengths I'm going to start in the inner corners with 10 millimeter and work all the way out. My longest millimeter is going to be 18. First thing I'm going to do is grip my bundle of lashes, pull it off the strip, lay it back down on the strip. So I do it either in one of two methods. I either fan it out super wide like this fan, and then come in, gripping really close to that sticky strip. And I'm going to use about 95% of my pressure and lift the fan up and come over. Doesn't have to be perfect for this set. We're looking for texture and 0.03 diameter lashes in Mega Volume. Because they overlap one another, it's not 100% necessary for them to be fully symmetrical. However, we do try to get them as symmetrical as possible. And this one I could get away with. I would still apply this lash, but it's of course not perfect, and that's okay. And then another way that I like to make my wide stem fans is exact same thing. Grip the bundle. And then I'm going to use the pinch method. When I pinch my lashes, just place it right in between my fingers. And shimmy back and forth. And then I've got a wide stem, long base fan. So you can use either of these, or you can also use short stem pro fans. That'll work just fine too. I'll show you those. So this is an example of short stem pro fans. I'll take it out of the wrapper so you can see. It was actually a game changer for me. The right tweezer and good lighting is key. And direction is always important. So how do we have to direct our lashes in order to flow with the style that we're wanting and to make both eyes balanced? That's always in the forefront of my mind while I'm lashing.
It is up like that.
I'm heading to my second laser appointment.
I saw results after the very first treatment.
The results are pretty amazing. Laser.
Let's see here.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Marina. I'm a certified lash tech based in Toronto, Canada, and I like making lashing videos. Before I start all my videos, I'd like to put a disclaimer out there that all the tips and tricks that I'm sharing with you guys are just methods and techniques that work for me. In no way, shape, or form am I saying this is the only way to do lash extensions. People have different techniques, so I encourage everybody to go out there and watch other content creators, read different articles to continue learning about different techniques when it comes to lash extensions. So getting into this video today, it is a mega volume set. I haven't done a mega volume set in a long time, so I was really excited to be able to do this set. I really enjoy doing mega volume sets. The only thing is that it takes a long time, especially when someone has a lot of eyelashes, because especially with a mega volume lash set, for myself anyway, I definitely like to get every single eyelash, and I know that some lash techs don't really do every single eyelash when it comes to mega volume because the fans are so wide.
It's a long
But for
time.
me, I really hike up the price for mega volume, and so because of
Charge 'em like-
that, I really like to give my clients, you know, a bang for their buck and really get that mega volume fullness that they're looking for, because I don't want it to look like a volume set. I really want that mega part of that set to be very prominent, so I make it as thick and dense as possible. So I'm going to share a few tips that I do when it comes to doing a mega volume set and what kind of helped me, because prior to post-COVID, pre-COVID, I used to use pre-made fans that I would make, but the retention wasn't that great. So I've been making my fans as I go, and this is really like throughout any of my sets, like whether it's hybrid volume or mega volume, I am now continuing to do my sets. But the first tip that I wanted to share with you guys is that, you know what, sometimes pre-mades kind of help speed up the process when doing mega volume sets, because for me, I just find that because the fans are so thick, wide, it's really hard to sometimes isolate certain lashes, so you might have to lash in layers or use different taping methods. And I'll get into the taping method a little bit later, which is one of the tips I want to share with you guys. But in terms of kind of using pre-mades, yes, it doesn't last as long, but because the fans are so wide, the ones that aren't pre-made will last longer and still give that full effect. And it's not like pre-mades are gonna fall out the next day. If you make pre-mades properly, they could last like a week or even longer, depending on how you apply the pre-made as well. Just use as little glue as possible and you'll still be able to get that effect. But it takes, well, for me right now, because I'm still trying to improve my mega volume sets and kind of hike up my lash speed time, pre-mades kind of help me navigate where I'm at, because like I said, like for example, for this client, I had a client right after her, and so I had to be very prompt with my time. And because I was running out of time around the hour mark to my next client, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to speed up. Let's use my pre-mades. And I have a few pre-mades that I made a while back, and I store them underneath my lash bed. So if I'm really in a rush, I'll just go ahead, grab my pre-mades and start using them, because honestly, it definitely does help. It just kind of lets me apply my lash extensions like classic lashes. But again, I don't even do 50% of pre-mades. I might do maybe like 20%. I try to keep it mostly handmade so that the retention is there and that, you know, they're not gonna have issues in the next week or so because their lashes are falling out. Like, that is the last thing I want. So again, if you're a very, very experienced lash artist, you'll know that you can, you know, lashing is pretty, like, you get better as time goes on and the more practice you have. So just keep that in mind, because mega volume, this set took me 4 hours. I think even maybe a little bit longer than 4 hours, and I had to really rush when my next client was coming, and it was really stressful. So once I don't know about you guys, but when I get stressed out when my next client is about to come, I actually start getting kind of nervous, and my work starts to not look as great as it could have been if I just kind of had a cool and collected mind going into the set. So the pre-mades just kind of help me get that anxiety of the way, get the set done on time, and also still give you that fullness. And a lot of the time too, I would kind of suggest adding the pre-mades throughout the eye in different spots so that when you're applying the pre-mades, they're not going to be falling out in one section of the eye. So of course with this set, I have like the middle, like you guys can see that there's the middle left to do, but I added some pre-mades in the outer and inner corners, and then I'll probably go ahead and add some more in the middle. So my second tip that I wanted to get into was using tape to help isolate certain lashes. So here I slowed down the time. You can see here that I have some medical tape. It is the same tape that I'm using to lift our lids up. So before you're gonna apply the tape like I am here, you're gonna want to get that tackiness off of it. So I sanitized my hands before, and I just go ahead and put the tape on my hand and kind of rip it off a few times so that the tackiness isn't as sticky, because obviously if it's really sticky and you go to remove it later, it's going to really pull on those lashes, and it could actually hurt the client, but also make it more difficult for you to continue lashing because you're trying to get all those lashes off of the tape. The reason that I actually use a taping method like this one is because it allows me to really get those lashes where I need them to be, because sometimes what happens when there's so many mega volume lashes, it gets in the way, and at times, because the fans are so wide, I'll get glue on the tips of the lashes, and obviously you don't want that, because then it starts to make the tips adhere together, and it starts to look kind of like, I don't know, like messy, a little spiky, and also when you're gonna brush through those lashes, they're not gonna look as great and as fluffy as you want them to be. So doing the taping method actually allows me to just isolate the lashes a lot better and also a lot cleaner. And for my third tip and my last tip, I would also recommend being very conscious of the humidity in your room and how much your glue is drying. So with mega volume, like I said before, it is very wide fans, meaning that it's very dense. And if your glue isn't drying at a high speed or the speed that you are comfortable with, they're gonna start sticking together. And when they start sticking together, because 0.03 fans are so thin, when they stick together, it is so hard to peel them apart because the fibers are so thin, and all those little tiny fibers like stick together next to one another, and then you have a huge clump. And I've had so many incidences prior to this set, of course, but also prior to me being more experienced. It was really difficult, and I would be out there trying to tug on these lashes. Once I had to use lash remover and actually remove 3 lashes that stuck together, because the last thing you want is your client to go home and all her lashes are clumped together, thus ruining her natural lash, right? Because the purpose of lash extensions is to be able to add some glam into their life without damaging them. So make sure that the humidity is at that rate that you need it at. And again, guys, if you're having trouble with your humidity, get a curing solution. The curing solution is my best friend. It helps me speed up my lash time, really allows me to kind of isolate, attach, wait maybe like 2 seconds, and then I could move on to the next lash. So those are some things to keep in mind, especially with mega volume sets. I have a few more tips and tricks, but I will save that for another video because I will be having another mega volume video coming out soon. I had another client come because I did have a promo, so stay tuned for that. It'll be here in the near future, and I'll try to give you guys as many tips as I can and maybe get into humidity a little bit more. But this one I kind of want to focus on the taping method and how it kind of helped me, but also give you guys 2 extra tips as well, because these are just things that I've noticed for myself when I'm lashing, and things that kind of frustrated me in the past that I was able to really kind of like hone down on and fix. So this is just something that I hope that you guys can keep in mind, and maybe in the future it'll help you guys. And if you guys have any tips that will help you as well, please share them with me, because sometimes I still have issues with mega volume. It still takes me like 4 to 5 hours sometimes, which is a ridiculous amount of time, but mega volume just is really wide. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I hope that you took something away from this video. If you have any questions or any concerns or even constructive criticism, please leave a comment down below. I really appreciate the engagement, and thank you guys for being so nice. This community is very supportive and makes me really excited to continue making these videos. And I post every Sunday around 6:15. If you like this video or helped you guys out, please hit that thumbs up button. It really, really helps me out. And if you're new here, and you like my videos, I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe. If not, thank you for watching, and I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week. Bye.
Okay. So did anybody learn anything? Was any of that helpful? So you see how ProMade fans, making them ahead of time is so important? I mean, who wants to lay there for 4 or 5 hours? She said it takes her 4 to 5 hours. I cannot. My back would be in so many knots. I would be sending her my bill for the chiropractor. For my acupuncture. Because there would be no way I could lay there for that length of time. All right. I'm going to zoom y'all in so we can finish. I know we did 3 different methods this morning, but there's still 2 more left. So, and then if we have any more time after that and there's no questions, then I'll try to fill the rest of the time up. We're trying to find some more videos for you. I'll try. I don't know if there's any out there, but I will try, and I'll look and see if as many as I can find. Okay. Where am I? Magnifiers? Oh, there we go. Okay. So if y'all remember, you already did all this, so I guess you don't have to do it. But if you can try to, so we went over, in case you didn't know, we went over 3 different methods. What method do you use? Do you pull it all the way off and then fan, or do you?
Yeah, I pull it off the fan. I use the ring one method, and then the another method I use this.
But do you take it and pull it all the way off and then use the ring to pinch it together?
I
Okay.
go from side to side, like in between the.
I can't look up at you and then. Okay, so you pull it all the way off.
Yeah, pull all the way off, then glue it, then put it in the glue ring and side to side. Yeah.
So you dip it in the glue while it's still before you.
Yeah, the glue closes the fans together.
Okay.
That will actually better for you.
Right. Okay. All right. So I don't know which tweezer. Oh, on the video, guys, they were showing the curve. Which tweezer do you use?
I use the volume.
So they got the curved one like this,
Mhm.
and they got the extended, and then this one. Which one do you use?
I use that one.
Oh, the blue. Okay.
Hey, Miss Amy said it was good to use you.
Oh yeah, she's good.
You want to do a passive blue on it?
Ooh.
You just want to set up shooting the gear so whenever you're ready.
Okay, so make sure she can get credit for this for her. Okay, because I know she hasn't done her friends and family yet, but she's really good. So I just want to make sure.
That's why she got her grade sheet, and I'll put her on the next.
Okay.
So that way she can find them as models because they're models.
I know,
Yeah.
because she's only in week 3. And she's killing it.
Yeah. She's doing it.
Yeah. Okay. See me looking out for you, Ryan. Making sure that these count. Because at the end of the day, that's all that's going to keep you from finishing.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that you're already in week 3 and you're already getting them, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Do as many.
Part-time.
That part. So I mean, but that's really all that's going to keep you from getting them at the end of the day. Is not doing enough clients.
Yeah.
So the fact that you're already getting the jump on that's good. Because normally you'd have 2 more weeks of instruction before you ever touch a client. So,
Right.
yeah. So girl, go ahead, get yours. I managed. Okay, sorry. I was just okay, so let me try this because I saw a girl do this earlier with this long tweezer. So let me see. Can y'all see that? Oh, you can't even see my thing. Oh. Okay, there we go. I'm sorry, I didn't realize y'all couldn't see it. All right. So what she did was she shimmied the one. Oh, that's actually better, actually. Oh, it tore it up. Okay, so where's my sweet spot? Oh, it's at the end. It's not any good. Hang on, let me see if I can find another tweezer. I don't like tweezers where the sweet spot is all the way over there. And I can't grab it good. Hang on, y'all. I'm trying to find the tweezer that I can. Ouch! Just stuck myself. Okay. That's not so bad. So if you grab the lashes too far down, then there's no room to put it in the glue, which is what I just did. So now I don't have a whole lot of room, but luckily I only need a little bit of glue because I'm doing ProMade, not actual. Then I close back up, which is not good. So if that happens, put it down, shimmy it back open, and leave it there to dry. So you see how when I end up setting it down, I set it down too soon, it immediately closed up. The glue has not set yet because the glue has not completely set yet, then all I have to do at this point is just shimmy it open before the glue sets. So by me doing that, look, it opened my fan up. Now my fan is going to sit there and it's going to dry. I got the tip of the fan off of the board. This one, I left the tip of the fan on the board and it breaks it apart. It tears it apart. So now I got a 4D fan instead of a 8D fan. So that's a 4D there. No, that's a 5D left. 5D. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6D. These two are out of there. Okay. So grab it around. Remember, get a couple of extras. Shimmy. As you're shimmying, you want to make sure that you slide your tweezers down. Shimmy back and forth to get it open the way you want. And once you finally get it open, you have to learn the sweet spot of your tool. And in this instance, you can set it back down if you want, and then continue shimmying. By me sitting that down, this is the fourth method. You're going to sit it down, shimmy it back open further. This one is so tiny, I can't see. Oh, yeah, I got my magnifiers on. I still can't see it. Oh, goodness, I don't even know how many this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So this is a 20D fan, that one right there. You see that the base of it is really thick. So something to be said for that. This is a 20D, which means that someone would really have to have really good lashes for that to even begin to be able to go on someone. I don't even know. I don't even know who would really be a good candidate for that. That's crazy. Anyway, as you see, you can learn to put as many fans as possible. Also, let's say someone is paying for a 10D mega volume set, right? And they have a hole, a really big hole, or they have a place where lashes have been torn. The eyelash strip is not a good example of that because obviously, you know, they're all evenly spaced out. But if you did have that, then you were able to. You really need to be able to make your own fans so that you can put that in there. So this 20D fan I just made, if they had a really big hole, then you could put that 20D fan in there in that instance because there's a hole. Some of them are really short and blunt and they're broken off, but they're thick. So that might be one of those instances where, oh, excuse me, that you can put that in. Okay, so moving right along, let's make a smaller fan this time. You can wrap the tweezers around it. Start shimmying back and forth. Shimmy, 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 shimmy. Once you shimmy, you press down. I let it go too quick. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Oh, I screwed this one up. All right, guys, I messed that up. Okay, so now that it's fanned out, I'm gonna grab it at the base. Pull it off. Dip it in glue. Now, if you are doing ProMade fans, then the glue, it's okay that the glue is gummy because all you want is the base of it to be held together. So that's not a big thing. Just make sure that you don't leave a blob of glue. Not how you would normally leave a little dot of glue to take it over. You don't want to do that part because you're just making your ProMade fans. The video that we just watched, it really showed an example of why you really need to make your ProMade fans. If you're doing a mega volume set, you don't want to have someone laying on your table for 6 hours. That's a lot. That's a whole lot. Okay, so again, making sure that they're nice and spread out. Lifting them up off. If you want to set it back down, you can. That's the option 4 I showed you. Fan them back open. This is after you've already set it down. And once you set it down, fan it out the way you want. Reach back down and pick it up. Put it in the glue. And then when you lay it down, you want to lay it down on its back. The reason being is while the glue is on there, before the glue dries, then you can fan it back open. Now, keep in mind, the one that I haven't showed you, which is the last one, I'm just going to show it to you now. You don't have to set it down before you put it in the glue. The other option is just simply, the 5th option is just switching it around. In other words, when you pull it off of the tile, pull it off of the strip rather, you can, instead of sitting it down, shimming it out, and then putting in the glue, you can just put it in the glue. The glue, putting it in the glue will close up the end of the fan for you. And then that helps you skip a step. But some people like to see it already fanned out and see it looking really nice before they do that. So that is I mean, it's truly up to you. It's really what you prefer. So we're gonna grab some fan. These are already spread out. We skipped a step, remember, because now we're not putting it in. The minute you do that, it spreads it out. It's already spread out. But if you want to tweak it and fix it, then you still can do this and fix it. See, then I was able to open that one up. But I lost one of the hairs, so, but it's okay because it's a mega volume and I got plenty left. I heard a beep. Hold on. Let's see. Yes, January.
If my glue is sticking to my iPad, does that mean I'm using too much glue?
If your glue is sticking to what?
The iPad under the eyelashes.
That means yes, but are you starting at the base of the natural eye?
Yes.
With the dot and then swiping up from the bottom?
No.
Okay, so you should do that when are you bringing over a dot of glue from on the natural lash on the extension? Okay, so when you bring over the dot of glue, you start at the base 1 millimeter above the eye. The reason being is because the thickest part of the lash is where? At the bottom, right? So don't you want the concentration of glue to be there?
Yes.
So what are you doing? Are you starting at the top of the lash and sliding down the natural lash instead of at the bottom sliding up?
Really close to the bottom and then kind of sliding down.
No, you want to start at the bottom, slide up, because you want to get rid of that whole dot of glue.
Okay.
You're going to start at the bottom because let's say you get ready to slide toward the top and you run out of glue, the dot is gone, then it's time to go ahead and place the lash.
Okay.
But if you start in the middle and then you slide, then you haven't completely got rid of the whole dot of glue that you brought over. Because remember, the first time you stick the lash in the top of the glue, that's to coat the extension. The second time when you slide it back out, that's to bring extra glue over. You're sharing. It's like you go get a coffee, but you're taking your friend, you're going to go buy your friend a coffee to bring to her, right? So the first trip is you getting your coffee. So that's what you dipping the glue in. The second dip is you bringing the dip over, is you bringing over your friend's coffee. So you're going to take it over to her and then she's going to fix her coffee the way she wants to do, right? So by you coating the lash with the dot of glue, the natural lash with the dot of glue that you brought over, is your way of coating that lash, getting it prepared to receive your already covered in glue extension. So if you don't bring it over to do that and start at the bottom in case you run out of that dot, then you slide back down and place it. But make sure that when you first touch the extension, the natural lash with the dot of glue, that you're not doing too close to the lash line, because the natural lash is really porous. It's not like the mannequin. It's hard for the mannequin to absorb that glue. It's not hard for the natural lash to absorb it. So what'll end up happening is once it touches the natural lash, it tends to soak it in and it spreads. So if you're too close down to the natural lash line, then the natural lash lid has glue on it because you went too close. So start 1 millimeter away, swipe all the way up until that dot of glue is completely gone, and then slide back down. Now, if you do that and you slide all the way to the end, they have a little short lash and you still have an extra dot of glue, or the glue still not completely gone, then touch the bottom of the lash really quick. Touch the iPad to get that extra glue off of it, because you've already covered your extension before you brought the lash over. Now you completely covered the natural lash and you still got a blob of glue. Just touch that eyelid pad and then touch the iPad, dab it, and then go down and place it really quick before it dries. Because remember, your glue only has 1 second of glue before it dries. Either you're going to end up in the inside of the glue and dry inside of it to where it's matted and put up against the natural lash, or you're going to be on the outside of that drying glue, and then that's how the lash is going to fall off. Okay, so do that instead of starting in the middle, and I guarantee you, you won't have that. You won't have the too much glue problem. Okay, so you guys have seen all 5 ways to lash. Who wants to show me their lashing technique and which one makes better sense to them?
Miss Cynthia, I have a question.
Sure.
So kind of not with lashes or anything, but is there a certain way to like our posture whenever we're doing lashes? Because my back hurts like whenever I'm finished. Is there a certain way, or it's just?
Yes. Okay, so do you have the pony seat where the seat comes up in the middle between your legs?
No, I just have like the regular where it's like a small thing in the back and then it's flat.
Nope, you need to go get the pony seat. That'll keep. And I know because I wear a back brace, because for the first 10 years that I lashed, I was lashing wrong, just like you. And you're young. So I'm in my 50s. So I don't want you, and I've been lashing for 14 years. I don't want you to start at your young age to already start having problems with your back like I did. I've lashed incorrectly for a decade, and I didn't have someone, which is the main reason why I do this job, is because there's so many students out there that don't know, and you don't know what you don't know, right? Hang on, let me get this myself. You don't know what you don't know. Hang on. Sorry, it helps to see my face. You don't know what you don't know. And I don't want you to have to go through that. I don't. So they got the little stool. It's got the little pony. It's like a saddle, a horse saddle. And you're thinking, okay, you'll see it in the store, and you'll be like, oh my God, this seat is hard. How's this gonna be comfortable? What you do in the meantime with your stool is I want you to sit. Hang on. Disclaimer: this is getting ready to get X-rated. This is not for a PBS station. You want to sit with your leg open. Okay, let's say that this is the pony seat, the corner. I'm turning my seat on purpose. When you need to, your stool is round, right? Or is it square?
It's round.
Okay, so it doesn't matter, I guess, then if it's round. But you need to sit with your, like, take a regular seat. Are you in a regular seat now, or you're on your stool?
Oh, I'm standing. I'm at work, but I'm standing.
Okay. So you want to, the office chairs at work? Okay. Yeah. Take one knee and put it with the corner of the leg, the corner underneath your kneecap, and take the other knee and put the corner under the kneecap. The minute you do that, sit up straight. Your whole back straightens up.
Okay. And what about like
sit back with your legs together like this, and then now my back, my posture, I slump.
Oh.
But the minute I do this, my back sits straight up.
Okay.
So you can make that in provision until you get your actual pony seat. Your pony seat, what'll end up happening is with the round one, you'll forget as you start lashing, and then you'll immediately, your legs will go back together, and then you'll go from this upright position to this. But the minute that I do this and this, then I have no other choice but my back to come up, because now I'm like I'm on a horse saddle, and my whole back straightens up. It just does. So, and I know, and look how far my legs are apart. But that's what's going to do it. If you just do it just a little bit, eventually your back is going to slump back over.
Yeah, because I was just like, I can't keep doing this. My back.
No, you can't keep doing it, which is why I'm trying to teach y'all about the tweezers, because a lot of people, they get this pain in their hands and stuff from tendonitis. When we get tendonitis in our hands, and we get carpal, and carpal tunnel is more for the wrist movement, but it's still a hand disease. And you get that because you get tweezers that are too hard to open and close, and you get that because you're not sitting properly. And I have lower lumbar and sciatic, my sciatic nerve is damaged from slumping, from lashing improperly for so long. And now that I got that pony seat, I've had my little pony seat. I call it a pony seat because it's got that hump in the middle of it. I finally got that pony seat over the last 4 years, and it's a game changer. It's a game changer. But what you can do in the meantime and in between time is really take your office seat and do it, because in your office chair, so you can see how, like, man, I got to really open my legs. So that way you do that, and then you know how to sit in your stool. But I guarantee you, if you don't go ahead and invest in a pony seat, you're going to forget that, and you're going to start lashing. And the next thing you know, you'll look down and be like, dang it. Because when you're concentrating on fans, and you got so much other stuff, you got to worry about your isolation. You got to check on your client, make sure your client is okay. Your client could be someone who's moving around a lot. Your client can cause stress to you too. Okay, Estefany, that's fine. Your client can be someone that is causing a lot of drama for you too. She can be moving around a lot. She'll be trying to get you to check her phone. I tell my clients, I don't check their phones now. That'll be $2. That'll be $2 for me checking your phone. I ain't got time for that. I'm here trying to lash. I got a client right after you.
Thank you.
So I really do pray that helps. Okay. Does anybody else that's not at the office?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Yeah. What about a back brace? Because I know some, well, I'm an Esty, but wear that thing around to keep their posture straight. Do you know if that actually works?
It does. I wear one. I don't have one on today. I decided not to put it on today because I was trying to be grown. But I wear one almost every day that I lash, for sure. But you got to remember, I'm also a hairstylist, so I also do hair as well. So I really wear one when I do hair, because with hair, I'm standing. And when in standing, I'm bending over a client while I'm standing.